I've been a fan of smartwatches and trackers and things like that since the first Jawbone came out. And the one area that they were lacking was the ability to get real-time notifications on your wrist. Back then, you actually had to physically plug the Jawbone into your phone in order to get the data off of it. Luckily, a couple of years later or so, Fitbit stepped up onto the market and really changed how fitness trackers were presented, how they worked. You know, they were able to add Bluetooth and then, of course, get real-time notifications right there on your wrist. Since then, I have taken a look at a lot of different trackers, and there's something I usually like about all of them. The thing that I don't like about pretty much all of them, though, is they all look like fitness trackers. They look gimmicky, they look cheap most of the time, and while they usually function fairly well, the overall aesthetic isn't as elegant as it could be. So recently I picked up a Trasense Hybrid Smart Watch. I've been wearing it for just over a week now, and there's a lot that I really like about it, and of course there are a few things that I don't like about it quite as much. So let's get into what I like and what I don't like, and I'll let you make your own decision at the end. So overall, the aesthetic is great. It's black. It's got some green accents for like the arms and the dial and the Trasense branding that's on the watch face. The band that comes with it looks great. It's also black. The band is oversized, but comes with a tool so that you can actually remove the links that you don't need. I had to remove a couple on either side just to keep everything balanced out. In addition to that, of course, you're going to get all of the notifications that you would expect, whether it's, you know, texts or phone calls or email. Most of your social medias are all included on there, so you're going to have a pretty good chance of getting whatever notifications you need. So with regards to the notifications themselves, there's one thing that I don't necessarily like about it. So there are 4 little lights across the bottom of the screen that are kind of the indicators for the smart features. It will tell you how far you've walked, within 25%, and each light also has a function where it tells you what that notification is. So until you get familiar with which light means what, it's kind of a shot in the dark, other than just knowing that you've got a notification on your phone that you need to look at. One other thing about notifications is, while you can customize the vibration pattern for most of the notifications, there's no way to recall it. So if you're busy doing something and you don't pay attention to that vibration, there's no way to recall what it was. So you then have to just pull your phone out and look at it in order to find out what that notification was. So it would be nice if there was a way to have the watch be able to recall the last notification, just for the sake of simplicity. So this watch also has silent alarms like you would expect. The one thing that it doesn't track manually or automatically at all is sleep. Most trackers these days track sleep. It's not a deal breaker for me. I rarely ever actually looked at it on any of my other devices. It's just kind of a shame that it's not there. Also, with the watch face and the arms, the green that you see in there, at least on the arms, glows in the dark, so you don't have to turn on a light or anything like that to be able to see what time it is if it's dark. So I really like that they took the time to kind of put some thought into that. Also, it just kind of looks cool. A couple of the other features that I really like is that it's got the ability to take pictures remotely. So you just open the Trasense app, go to the camera, and then when you're ready to take the picture, you just push the button on your watch and it will snap a picture. I kind of wish that there was a way for that to integrate into the main camera, because the Trasense camera portion of the app doesn't have any of the bells and whistles for anything. So it's kind of just a quick point and shoot. You get what you get and that's it. Like I said, it does track things like steps and calories and that sort of thing. I think the calories may be a little bit off. Earlier I was looking at my phone and it said that I'd walked about 3,500 steps, but I only burned about 200 calories. So I think there's maybe a little bit of a calculation there that could be adjusted. So while you can look at all of your data for the day as far as steps and that sort of thing, there's a couple of things that I wish that it would do a little bit better, and that is looking at your historical data gives just a line graph that you can't zoom in on at all, and that's looking at past data. All you can kind of do is judge which days you walked more and less, that sort of thing. So I wish there was a way that they could, in the app, make that expandable so you can get more details more easily. I also wish that the app integrated with something like MyFitnessPal or Google Fit, so that data can be automatically moved into other supporting softwares. Otherwise, you've got to do it manually, and I think the more work you have to put into something like that, the less likely you are to do it at the end of the day. So I know I had some gripes there, and a lot of that could just be me and what my preferences are. And if that's the case, I'm fine with that. But luckily, most of my complaints really have to do with the app, not the watch itself. Like I said, I get all the notifications I want. Again, there's a little bit of a learning curve to memorize what each of those little lights means, but I get my notifications, I get my steps counted, all the stuff that I look for in a smart device, again, like a tracker or a watch. This does all of that beautifully. I just think that there's a little bit of work to be done on the app itself, which is great because that's just something that they can fix on their end, push out an update, and then we, the customer, get all of the perks to that. So hopefully they catch this video and take at least some of my thoughts into consideration here. So I think that's going to wrap it up here. It would be really, really cool if you go down to the comments and let me know what your thoughts are on this. If there's anything else that you would like to see a watch like this have as far as functionality, either with the watch itself or in the app or whatever, let me know down in the comments below. Maybe I can pass that on to the watchmaker and the app developer, and maybe we can get that integrated in their next build. Also, if you found this video helpful, please go down there and hit the thumbs up button. It helps me out a ton, and I really, really appreciate it. So I think that's it. Thanks for your time. I always appreciate your support, and I'll talk to you in the next one.